Hello everybody and welcome to the latest Inside Rovers Away Days preview. Joining me to look ahead to Rovers' trip to Fleetwood Town this weekend, Rovers coach Steve Eyre and Rovers media manager Liam Hoden. Steve, a big one this, 4 points separating the two sides. Perhaps a bit of a missed opportunity against Gillingham last weekend, meaning that the stakes are even higher going into this one.
Yeah, that's very fair. It's an opportunity, obviously, for both teams to get some points, get some hopeful form and confidence and momentum to climb away from the bottom end of the table going into the final round of games. They're in a better spot than us presently, not necessarily in form or performance, but certainly by league standing. So we're absolutely aware of what we've got to do and the roles of the responsibility of the players and certainly what's at stake. And the way training's gone this week, we certainly look ready, and we've obviously got the bonus of the training session tomorrow too.
For you, obviously going back to an old club, you were at Fleetwood for the best part of 18 months as well.
I was a bit more than that, in fairness, and I think we knew about the job months in advance before getting it, so we were privileged to do a lot of planning with Joey Barton as the leader and at the helm, and it was a privilege to work for a great club, a great up-and-coming manager in his first role, and certainly a great chairman with equally good supporters. They're not big in numbers, but they're huge in heart, and they'll certainly get behind the home team on Saturday.
Liam, with 4 points the gap, and Rovers seemingly being let off the hook a little bit over the last few weeks. There's been a couple of midweek games where I think everybody from a Rovers perspective has been watching on a little bit nervously, wondering, is this going to be the night where the gap extends? It hasn't. There's now at a stage where Fleetwood, who had 3 or 4 games in hand not long ago, now only have 1 game in hand. So they've missed several opportunities, haven't they? And this is a big chance for Rovers to punish them for that.
Certainly have. It's been nervy these last couple of Tuesday nights waiting for the results to come in. And obviously that 94th minute winner the other night for Wycombe were a real bonus for Rovers. As you say, they have been let off the hook a little bit. You know, the results in what you'd say 4 rounds of fixtures have really gone Rovers' way. The last couple of Saturdays as well as the last couple of Tuesdays as well. They've got to make it count. Time's running out to make it count. This is a big one to do it this weekend.
Steve, is that a big thing, do you think, for the group? Obviously, everyone was disappointed not to get the result against Gillingham, but then Tuesday night you see Fleetwood beaten by Wycombe, you see Morecambe go and lose heavily at Shrewsbury. It can give you a little boost, can't it, without even playing a game?
It can, but it's only temporary because, you do want the teams around you, whether you're at the top or the bottom, to not gain points on you or gain form and confidence. So, but very quickly, though, you've got to remove your eyes and where you are seeing yourself in the league table compared to others, and just concentrate on the next training session and the next football match for yourself. And I think the manager's mantra, despite his being his first role in management, the balance of him has been superb, and it's all about keeping our side of the street clean, really, and getting our own house in order and getting some points on the board. And if we increase performance a little bit better than we have, and obviously getting the result that we're hoping for, then that's all we'd be really concerned about. We can't really control the rest unless we're playing obviously a rival.
There's been a period of time where the Tuesday fixtures haven't been an issue for Rovers. It's been Saturday to Saturday. And although they might not have seen the rewards of it in the last couple of weeks, how much help has it been to have full weeks on the training ground and sort of get the players to learn and take on board exactly what the manager and yourselves as his staff want?
Yeah. Well, I see it at least twofold, really, because one for me, because I've only been in less than a fortnight and seen 2 games. So it's a great opportunity for me to work, support, help, and learn from the manager and the assistant, Frank Sinclair, but get to know the players. 50% of the lads I already knew, 50% I didn't. And that blank week, if you like, where you can, hone some spirit, have some additional meetings, spend more time at the training ground on patterns of play, routines, even systems. And the good thing about it as well, we're really stacked up now, thanks to the superb work of the medical team and the fitness team, that we've got more bodies to pick from too. And we're fully aware that Fleetwood Town obviously played on Tuesday night, losing in the 95th minute for the second time, and probably travelled back through the night and didn't get back home till 3 o'clock in the morning. So they've had a real tough experience in midweek. But equally, we've had our energy tanks be really full, and we've had some good messages going to the players. So I do believe it helps, but also the routine of Saturday, Tuesday when you're winning is absolutely fantastic when you get to that point, and you just play, recover, and play again, and ideally win all the time. That's actually the best it can be.
Liam, I think Gary mentioned that, didn't he, after the Wimbledon game, where he was asked, listen, you've got a bit of a period now where you're not playing on Tuesdays, but the teams obviously with games in hand will play. And that was pretty much his response, wasn't it? That that's fine. Teams will play Saturday, Tuesday. But if you're losing again and again, then you're sort of dreading that, aren't you? That, we've got another one in 3 days' time. Yeah,
that's it. Fleetwood are entering this one on a run of 5 straight defeats in a very short space of time. You've not got that opportunity to really, shake that one off and go again. It's just, players and managers talk an awful lot about, you're desperate for another one to come around quickly, but you can get yourselves into a bit of that rut. And Rovers are really going to take advantage of that. Show that this bit of extra time to work on a few things, as Steve mentioned, get a few more messages in about various things, and improve for this weekend and pick up a big result.
Steve, that going there, Fleetwood as the home team, that their fans are going to expect that they get on the front foot early. How much is it about frustrating them? I know it's slightly different to some of the grounds you'd go to and frustrate. I suppose there's different ways of doing it, isn't there, depending on the opposition?
It is, and it's a great club, and it was a great club when Joey Barton had them with the staff support and the players in the playoffs, and it's a great club that they're currently fairly struggling in 19th in League One, but the home support are fantastic to the goal to your right hand side as you've got the tunnel. Obviously, the support all around the ground, but that's where the noise comes from. And I think in any away game, you've got to give it courtesy, you've got to take the crowd away, and you've got to respect the opponent. But very much so, we'll be doing that ideally for the whole game, but it won't be our main focus, because our main focus will be the plan, which the manager will roll out, which he has done all week, but will finalise tomorrow, and hoping that the afternoon is going to be very much about ourselves. But in terms of stifling, competing, getting up against the opposition, we certainly look bigger in personnel. Training today was ultra competitive, really fierce, and some big players coming back into the team in terms of profile and size. And we will do that for any opponent, whether it be the top or the bottom of the league in any football match. But what we have got to be keen to do is play our own game ourselves, find a way to win, but play hopefully in a good style of football.
And although it is more without a win for Fleetwood and 5 straight defeats, they do have their threats, don't they? The likes of Paddy Lane on the wing, who's been a real find. He's a live wire. He can create and he can score goals as well.
Yeah, but obviously I get at least half a development team at the moment. Development coach has come up to manage them in his first role, and also he's got good staff support with ex-players who are good friends and good coaches. But I think obviously I read the manager's report when he was the development coach that the ethos at that club at the development level is not about results. Yet all of a sudden he's at the helm, all straight into the electric chair. And half of his team, where it wasn't about results, have now got to try and get some. Now, eventually, I think, obviously, it needs to rain sometimes before the sun shines. I think Fleetwood Town will have a bright future. And these lads are gaining some really good experience at the moment. And in the end, there'll be excellent players for Fleetwood Town, or possibly for someone up higher the football pyramid. But what they are doing at the moment is finding it tough. The development coach, Stephen Craney, a good football man, just finding his way on the touchline. And like I say, 4, 5, 6 of the team do it also. They have a lot of spirit about them. They have a lot of heart, and there's that innocence of a young footballer where you're not at all cynical. You don't actually know too much about the game, and you've not felt too many disappointments, and you just keep turning up for training, keep getting picked, and you keep playing. It's actually sometimes, even if you are losing games, it's actually the best time of your career. So we'll enjoy our own experience of what we will bring to the table, but we will also be very respectful of the young hearts of Fleetwood Town and any bit of old experience they've got to top the team up.
Liam, Gary's mentioned in press on Thursday that this is now a mini league essentially of 6, isn't it, at the bottom of the table? There's a 4 currently in the relegation zone, which Rovers are a part of at present, and there's Wimbledon and Fleetwood just out of it. The key is to finish in the top 2 of that league of 6.
That's it. That's all that matters at the minute. Rovers got to pick up the points to climb into those positions. It's not a lot, but it is a lot at the same time as well. You've just got to string results together at this stage, as you do when any team that's trying to compete at the top of any sort of stretch of a table. So yeah, string a couple of results together, and the picture can look very, very different very quickly. And all of a sudden, you're in the box seat and heading towards survival.
Steve, what's the key then for you to sort of round it off from your perspective? We're going there. There's the 4 points is the gap. If Rovers were to take that to 1 point with 7 games then to play, that all of a sudden looks very different, doesn't it?
Yeah, we obviously need to nullify and we need to execute, but it's the same all season. And we probably need, I've only just joined the club, but the team will need to do something that they've not really done all season, which is to win, 1, 2 and 3 games in a short space of time, which is where they found themselves. But I do believe that the team are in a good, headspace. I think they're getting some great information from the staff. I have to say the buyback from the group has been incredible. We've been asking a lot of questions and probing, and the information and knowledge coming back has been outstanding. We had at least 4 senior players playing a reserve game on stadium in midweek, and all were excellent in terms of attitude and performance. And we've had a couple out of the treatment room. So going into the game, the biggest challenge I think for the manager and Frank is to pick the best team. And I'm sure overnight they'll do that, and I'll support them with that. And we'll be ready for the challenge. But it's just bringing what we believe is our best version of ourselves, which hasn't been seen enough. Let's be fair. But what we believe the potential of the team has, bring it as quick as they can to Highbury on Saturday and go away with a good performance and 3 points.
Liam, how do you see it going? What's the key for Rovers? We know there could be a couple of bodies back. Clayton back from suspension. There's Rio Griffiths who could be involved. John Bostock got 60 minutes in the week as well. It could be as close to full strength as Gary McSheffrey can possibly get it. And that's the sort of environment and afternoon you need to take advantage of.
You do, and particularly in attacking areas. I think we saw last weekend, obviously, against Gillingham, that conceding early didn't help. But Rovers had a decent amount of the ball, plenty of the ball throughout the game, played some decent stuff in that second half. It's just in that final third. And we've spoken about it a lot this season, but this is where it really needs to come to the fore in attacking terms and take games by the scruff of the neck in that way and go out and, chase your own destiny in that front. Get the ball in the back of the net. I think if things can come together, obviously Rio Griffiths coming back's a big one, and he can be involved in some part in that. But yeah, getting that ball in the back of the net is a big one on this occasion. We've seen how well Rovers have done in terms of managing games in recent times, making themselves harder to beat. The next step now is just picking things up in that final third.